Hey, what is going on YouTube? Mike here from Team VRY. And so we've covered a lot of different Pixel devices on this channel. And of course, this includes the Pixel 7a, which was launched this year, and the Pixel 6, which comes from a couple of years back. Now, if you're thinking of getting a new Pixel phone, then you might be considering the 7a or even the 6. And for this video, I just want to do a quick comparison between the two devices. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, so at this point in time, the Pixel 7a and the Pixel 6 are going to be very similar in terms of price. And of course, you have the choice of getting yesterday's flagship phone or this year's mid-range phone. And to be honest, there are some similarities between the two phones, which we'll go over, and also we'll be comparing some of the differences between the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 7a. Now, if you want to check out these phones, I will drop some links in the description below, as well as links to our other videos here on Team VRY. So, should you get the Pixel 7a over the Pixel 6? Well, let's take a look. Right, so first off, let's see what the Pixel 6 has over the Pixel 7a. Going with the Pixel 6, you do get a more premium build. You get a Gorilla Glass Victus display, a Gorilla Glass 6 back, aluminum frame. It is of course a glass sandwich, which does make it a bit fragile. But yeah, if you're looking for a really premium feeling phone, the Pixel 6 will definitely do the job. Now the Pixel 7a does have kind of a premium feeling, being that it emulates the look of the Pixel 7 series, but of course it is made out of plastic on the rear panel, which does tend to scratch easy if you're not careful, and it only has a Gorilla Glass 3 display on the front. So yeah, in terms of design, I do think that the Pixel 6 is the better option, unless you're really after the new and refined design that we saw on the Pixel 7 series, which is primarily the redesigned camera bar. Alright, so moving on, you do get a larger battery on the Pixel 6. It comes with a 4614 mAh battery, which outsizes the slightly smaller 4385 mAh battery on the Pixel 7a. And it's also going to come with slightly faster wired charging. The Pixel 7a only comes with 18 watts. Both phones also come with wireless charging, but the Pixel 6 does come with 21 watt wireless charging speeds, which easily outpaces the 7.5 watt charging speeds on the Pixel 7a. So yeah, in terms of battery, you are getting a bit more with the Pixel 6. And of course, we want our phones to last long, so this is a pretty big consideration between the two phones. Now the Pixel 6 also has an extra storage option, being that the Pixel 7a only comes in a single 128GB internal storage configuration model, while the Pixel 6 does come in 128 and 256GB storage models. So yeah, if you're looking for a bit more flexibility with your phone's internal storage, then you can probably go with the Pixel 6 instead, particularly the 256GB version. Of course, it does have a larger display, and if you're after a much wider 6.4-inch display, then the Pixel 6 does outsize the smaller 6.1-inch screen on the Pixel 7a. Alright, so let's move on to the Pixel 7a. Now it is of course designated as a mid-range device, although it does have some advantages too. For one, it is more compact. I just mentioned that the Pixel 6 does have a larger display, but there's a market for people out there who prefer a smaller 6.1-inch screen on their smartphone, in which case the Pixel 7a is going to be the more ideal option. Now both phones come with 90Hz refresh rates, which is pretty cool. It's something that you don't get on the Pixel 6a, and it's nice to see on the Pixel 7a. The 7a also has a newer chipset with the Tensor G2 compared to the first generation Tensor chip on the Pixel 6. Now there's not going to be much of a difference in performance, although with the Tensor G2 there are going to be some features that will be exclusive to that chipset. The 7a also comes with a newer design language that we saw on the Pixel 7 series, with the more refined camera bar of sorts. Now comes with a smaller camera window surrounded by an aluminum frame around the rest of the device. Now if you're one for this look, then of course the 7a is going to be the more ideal option for you in terms of hardware style. It's going to be a really subjective affair, but yeah, that's a minor consideration, if you will. Now, megapixel count isn't really the determining factor of how great a phone's camera system performs, but it should be said that the Pixel 7a does come with a higher resolution camera with a 64 megapixel main lens compared to the 50 megapixel main lens on the Pixel 6. It also comes with a 13 megapixel ultra-wide lens compared to the slightly smaller 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens on the Pixel 6. And the same goes for the front camera, which measures 13 megapixels versus the older 8 megapixel sensor on the Pixel 6. Now with this in mind, of course, with more megapixels, you do get a bit more detail in your photos and videos. And if you really must have the newest camera hardware, then of course the Pixel 7a is the logical choice between the two. So yeah, to sum things up, with the Pixel 7a, you're getting a lot of the same features for a more affordable price, although you do sacrifice on the build quality, the slightly smaller battery, and of course you are stuck with a single 128GB storage model. On the other hand, you do get newer camera hardware, you do get a newer chipset, and of course a more compact design and size if that's your thing. But again, it's a matter of a flagship phone versus a mid-range smartphone, in which case you need to take these many factors into consideration if you're planning on getting a Pixel smartphone. So yeah guys, that does it for this quick video. Let me know your thoughts about these two phones in the comments below. Are you getting the Pixel 7a or do you prefer the Pixel 6? Don't forget to check out our other content here on TeamVR. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.